Talk to TAC 15. You have compromised authority to make entry on Site 1. How copy?
Roger that.
You know, when I think of upcoming games in my head that have a lot of potential, well, I actually think about a lot of games if you've been around on the channel, and that is one of my main flaws. I'm always hyped for anything. Well, there's this one game that I was so excited to see and know more about. Everything looked like it went well for this game, and the gameplay looked like everything I wanted from a tactical FPS. When I first saw the official gameplay reveal of Ready or Not back in March 2019, I could not believe everything that was shown. You could not have made something better as a gameplay reveal, because it really showed every single interesting things you would be able to do, and all in a pretty professional way. Nice job to the developers for that. You had the woman voiceover explaining the different features and gameplay element, while the game showed true potential through its many unique missions and its story of being a SWAT team in different locations around the world, and it looked like a true spiritual successor to SWAT. To this day, I'm still rewatching this gameplay to remind myself that I could play this one day. But for now, at the time of this video, Ready or Not could not be in a worse state and isn't coming anytime soon. Due to many problems Void Interactive, the developers, might have created themselves. It all went downhill after this gameplay was released. First of all, before we start, if you didn't know, Ready or Not is said to be an intense, tactical, first-person shooter that depicts a modern-day world in which SWAT police units are called to defuse hostile and confronting situations. You will be able to bring order to chaos online with friends through a tactical cooperative experience, lead a crack team of AI-driven SWAT members in a solo story-rich campaign, or battle a rogue organization in a fierce and competitive multiplayer environment, all with different weapons, gadgets, customizations of weapons and equipment. Now that you know what this game is all about, let's get back to why this game is in hot water right now. The only way to play the game at release, or to pre-order, or play the game's alpha, beta and whatnot, was and still is the same today, to buy a package on the game's website. Not on Steam, not on the Epic Games Store, but through the game's own website. This was already a bit shady, as it is the first game ever from this indie company, and they are asking for $52 Canadian for the standard edition, which is a high price, or we have the supporter edition sitting at $160 Canadian, which is super high and doesn't give any major advantages beside participating in the alpha, which is a complete mess by the way. But still, the developers were giving some sort of updates at least once every 3 to 4 weeks, so we get a bit of hope for Ready or Not. Then the alpha released. It was PvP centered and was full of bugs. It was also something people who paid $150 didn't really care about. They cared about what was shown in the gameplay reveal, some nice co-op missions, which is said to be the main part of Ready or Not. Then Void Interactive saw the disappointment and delayed Ready or Not's full release indefinitely. Now this was a bit of good news in some way. Void had seen it wasn't ready at all and didn't want to give out an unfinished product. But then out of nowhere, just recently, they delayed the beta, not the full game, the beta, to June 2021. There was no updates given, not any kind of communication from the developers for this delay. Fans discovered it through a little note written on the game's package when you pre-order, that's it. Something to note is that a lot of people paid to play this beta, which was supposed to release this year, and now to delay it without a single word is kind of weird and shady. For anyone that had plans on getting Ready or Not soon, definitely do not get it right now until we know they're doing something useful. They're not even communicating with the community, and they're also not visibly, to the eyes of the fans, updating the game. I've seen a comment on one of the videos from the YouTuber Joe where someone pre-ordered the game and requested a refund months ago but was never responded. I quote, "I requested a refund months ago and they have said nothing. I am at the point that I am scared that I just got scammed by devs that could actually just not even give us the game if they wanted to. I mean, they made millions from the pre-order supporter edition. That is crazy to think about. they can literally create a little boring alpha and then run away with the money made from pre-orders. I could be wrong though, in fact I really hope I'm wrong, and they continue working on everything, but the communication part is really bad on their end and the fans are all starting to lose trust. Since its announcement, most of the fans have been begging for them to not even bother with the PvP element and work on PvE. Who cares about PvP for a game like this? The PvE is where it's all about, but a PvP game is much easier to make, which might be why it released first, to appease the fans a little bit. The PvE, as said by the game's long description, could be fantastic if it actually exists. I really hope we all get to experience it one day. It is said at first, you will explore a deep and involved weapon handling and player maneuvering system, geared towards providing officers with an unprecedented level of control over their situational effectiveness. You can organize an approach and strategize through floor plans and mission briefs, then execute the mission in real time. Officers can decide to deploy with items such as ballistic shields, door rams, tactical ladders, and much more. SWAT units can also choose to enlist personnel to assist with the situation, including sniper teams and negotiators, which is really cool. Team leaders will command a smartly designed team of AI officers in single player with either on-screen command interface or through speech with a robust and finely tuned speech recognition system. This speech recognition system can also be used to yell for compliance at suspects and civilians, which is also really cool. With access to over 60 unique items, players are given the tools to tackle any situation. The right combination of weapon optics, muzzle modifications, magazine types, and foregrip variations gives an officer the edge in combat. Alternatively, load up with plates and heavy armor to prevent a quick end at the expense of agility. Officers can also personalize their unit with team-specific patches and uniforms. As you can see and hear, it all looks really promising, but the developers have failed to deliver anything for now. Let's hope they can get back on their feet and communicate with us and release a good, well-polished product. I still have a bit of hope for Ready or Not, but I'm keeping my expectations very low. Let me know what you guys think. For me, I think they'd have to give some kind of explanation or apology on what has been happening with the secret delay of the beta and the lack of communication for anything. There's not a single word on what is happening right now, but I'm still hoping for the best, but also prepared for the worst. If you agree with what I said in this video, definitely drop a like and of course subscribe for more stuff like these in the future. Thanks to Themistocles, Signo23 and Kian Zofagari for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for 99 cents only. It'll help me and the channel as a whole to give you more and better videos.